Hi, in this video we'll discuss about Oracle 12c subprocess. Subprocess acts like a bundle which contains a piece of code and which can be reused inside the same people or different people inside the composer. And subprocess contains a fragment of people code. The benefit of the subprocess is that it increases the developer's productivity and chances of human errors got reduced. And basically, subprocess are two types. One is inline subprocess and second one is standalone subprocess. And we'll see each one. Inline subprocess. Inline subprocess contains a group of activities which can be reused within the one people process only. And this I'm repeating again. The inline subprocess is used within the only one people process only. And this subprocess is not visible in composite view, as this is a part of the parent people. The inline subprocess is so incorporated with the parent people only, and this subprocess is visible in the palette under the subprocess category. And we need to use the call activity to call this subprocess inside the people process. And we'll see what is standalone. The standalone subprocess is similar to inline subprocess, and except we can use it outside of the parent process, so it can be reusable for any other peoples also. And this subprocess contains a group of activities that can be reused across the other people's process. And similar to inline subprocess, we use call activity to invoke the standalone subprocess, and this subprocess is visible in the palette under the same subprocess category. And then few important points we need to remember while using the subprocess, and these are the very important points. And first one is subprocess are only supported Beeple version 2.0. This is not supported in Beeple 1.1, and correlation sets are not supported in the subprocess. This is very important. So without so while using the correlation set, you need to remember the subprocess time. And if you create a correlation set in the inline or standalone subprocess, it fails during the runtime. And subprocess cannot be shared between the multiple composites. So while subprocess not shared between one composite to another composite. And more. Yeah, and fourth point is monitor view is not supported from the inline subprocess, and monitor view is accessible from a people process by selecting and changing the monitor icon the above Oracle designer. We'll create a one sample subprocess project. Create a new project. I'm selecting as a SOA project, and project name is subpro. Okay, inline underscore sub standalone subprocess sample. Okay, this is a project name. So I'm taking initially as an empty template. I'll open the XSD. I'll modify the schema as per my requirement. But first, before that, we need to drag and drop the people process. Here, I'll select template as a synchronous template, and I'm selecting the people 2.0 and change the name as a subprocess people. So I'll open the XSD. I'll change the schema as per my requirement. So integer, I'll change the data type as integer, and input 1. So copy and paste it to one more time and change it to 2. and here also I'll change the integer result element integer. So it's a addition result, addition result, and copy and change it to subtract result. So good. And see the design mode, open, input 1, input 2, and result, addition result and subtract result. So addition result will do in inline sub process, and subtract will do in a standalone sub process. Okay, and open the, double click on the depilator. See, click on the create, how to create a inline sub process. Here I'll create an inline sub process. Name is like a addition sub process. Okay, click OK. The addition sub process was created, and close and save all. See, inline sub process not visible to the composite, and here we'll select the inline sub process like this, and here just drag and drop the assign activity and change it to add numbers. And here we need to create the 3 parameters like addition input 1 and select as a, where is it, integer. Okay, rest of the variables I'll create in the source code level. Just see, the variable is created here. I'll copy. So this is a add input 2 and add input result, and come back to C. So process and see, 3 variables are created successfully. Fine. And in addition, double click on add numbers and see, the variables are visible. So addition of 2 numbers, right? And click on the add numbers, and which numbers we want to add input 1 plus add input 2 assigned to fine. The result was stored in the add input result. And come back to the main process. So we can call the sub process using the call activity. It is an Oracle extension. Drag and drop the call activity and double click on the call activity and change the name is addition call sub process, and select the sub process like this. And here we need to copy the values, send the values to input A, input 1, A input 2. So, and see here, by expression we can assign our input variables to subtract input variables. Assign, copy 1, and copy this one, fine, expression, and change it to 2. Sorry, 2. Okay, fine. And third one is no need to, the result was available in this A input result, then unselect the, and we transfer to the A input result will copy to our result of variable. So for that one we need to create one temporary variable like addition temp variable, and type is integer, and see, the result was stored in addition temporary variable, and copy and paste. So select OK and save all, and we need to the result was stored in the temporary variable, and the temporary variable are assigned to output variable, and for that one we use assign activity. I will change to assign output The result was stored in here and assigned to addition result. Okay, and we'll deploy this and test. So deployment finished and refresh. Yeah, inline subprocess, right? Select that project and copy the WSDL. We'll test in SOA UI. Subprocess. Okay. Yes, alphas 12 and 10 and test. See, 22 is the result. Okay. Yeah, and come back to JDeveloper. So this we can do in different way, like instead of as the term uses the temporary variable and copy to temporary variable to main variable. So directly we can do it in here itself. So just we can copy this variable to addition result variable like this. But this is only available in inline subprocess. So for out standalone subprocess is not it's not possible. That is the reason we gone through this way. Okay. For inline subprocess was done and fine. Go to main viewer. Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you this. See this in subprocess category, inline subprocess. Okay. Come to our composite and drag and drop the subprocess into composite and name it as a subtract subprocess. Okay. In the subprocess, so I'll create three variables like the previous one, like sub input 1, and the type as a XML type as an integer. Apply. Rest of the things we'll do it in the source code and save all. Come to source code and here and this is 2 and this is assign input subtract input result. Okay, fine. And drag and drop the assign activity. Change the name as a subtraction. So drag and drop the expression builder and subtract input 1 minus subtract input 2. The result is available in as input result. Okay, apply. Okay, and see, it's not connected. We can call you already. We know the using call activity we can call a subprocess. So already this is inline subprocess. I'll use flow activity parallelly to addition and subtraction. For that one, the flow activity, I'll place this one. Where is it? Here. I'll place this one here, and here I'll call using there's a call activity is available in subtraction, right? The Oracle extensions. Here, double click on it and change it to subtract call subprocess. Call subtract process. Okay, and here I'll select subtract subprocess, and the same will assign like this using expression builder. I'll copy, assign one, and same as assign input 2. Fine. And for result we need to copy, just uncheck the copy by value for the result, and here I'll create variable like a temporary variable for addition subtraction, right? Subtraction temp variable. Okay, I'll change the data type to integer. Okay, I'll select this variable, right? Okay, fine. So good. And I need to add one more like a subtraction input variable to, right? And one more thing, in the subprocess category is showing subprocess. Okay, just refresh it. It shows 2 only. Okay, before I'll deploy it, you'll see that. So deployment finished. Again, we'll test it with the same result. Clear this. See, the addition result is 22 and subtraction result 23. We'll try it on another result like that. So 100 minus 10. Okay. Now 110 and 90. And thank you.